So what's going on with our hormones during our follicular phase of the menstrual cycle? I like to think of day 1 to 14 as the follicular phase. Day 1 to 5 or day 1 to 7 is when people will have their period. And the follicular phase refers to the fact that your ovaries producing eggs within these follicles. So the purpose of the menstrual cycle is that we're going to create these eggs, which will be released from the ovary into our tubes, and then the hope is that sperm and the egg will meet, embed an implant in the womb to create a pregnancy, and then we procreate. So that's the purpose of having our menstrual cycle. So in that follicular phase, when the egg is being made in that follicle and it gets bigger and bigger, we notice that our estrogen levels are increasing. So we've got a hormone that's released from the pituitary called the follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. So that stimulates the ovaries to make an egg within that follicle. So FSH goes high, and then because the follicle and the egg are growing and producing this egg, estrogen levels go high as well. So that's what we're seeing. And then day 14 is when we have ovulation, and that's triggered by luteinizing hormone, which is released from the pituitary gland. So LH, there's a big spike, and that's when people can sometimes test if they're ovulating when they're trying to get pregnant, because they'll get fertility strips and it's testing that surge in LH. So LH will cause that egg to be released from the ovary. We also find that testosterone levels just before we ovulate will peak as well, and that will give us our sex drive in order for us to have intercourse and to get pregnant and then procreate as well. So they're the hormonal changes that we see from day 1 to 14. In those first days when you're having your period, your levels of estrogen and progesterone are really low. So those first 5 to 7 days, people can feel quite low, can feel no motivation, because when they're on the period and they're also losing blood, and if they've got problems with hormone imbalance, that can cause a lot of blood loss and the problems associated with that and the iron loss. So day 1 to 5 or day 1 to 7 can be variable in how people feel when the levels of the hormones are low. It's usually from day 7 up to day 14 that we're seeing all of these changes in FSH and estrogen, and then LH just before ovulation at day 14. Hi, thank you for watching my video. I hope you thought it was of value. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.